Good afternoon, my friends. Today is February 14th. It is Valentine's Day, and in my house, we don't really celebrate it. We don't do anything. We never have. We love each other all the time, and we don't need a day to buy chocolates and things, but it's fun for the kids in school. I understand that, and that's the extent of it for us. So happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate it, and who gives a shit if you don't, right? Um, Today is day 34. Day 34 of Donald Trump's coup on American democracy. As each day goes by, we become more and more desensitized, I think, at the sheer magnitude of just blatant disregard for constitutional rights and the rule of law. And now all of a sudden, the judges can't, the judges have no right to pause an executive order in these people's whacked out minds. What? So Biden could have just said, no, no, everybody gets abortions. Everybody gets abortions because I said so, and the judges couldn't stop it. Bullshit. They would have been climbing the walls and insurrecting capitals all over the fucking country. So spare me, bitch. JD Vance, who's got a fucking Yale law degree, is now playing, well, excuse me, I think he started it. Because his post set people ablaze, right? His fucking post set people ablaze. And if I could figure out how to put pictures up, I would put one right here so you could read it. That said, Donald Trump's halt on federal funding, I know that it doesn't technically, the federal aid for other countries doesn't mean much to a lot of these maggots. But 50 countries are feeling the effects of this halt on federal aid around the world. PEPFAR is the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. Okay, that plan helps to it provides aid to halt HIV in its tracks. Okay, and now that the funding is gone, there is no treatment for HIV, no testing, no prevention services in 50 countries. Do you want that? Like, these maggots don't fucking understand that by us providing this, it keeps us safe. It keeps people in the United States safer. It slows the spread of AIDS. It provides education and medication, and it protects Americans. It's not like we are somehow immune because we are the United States. You saw in what happened with COVID, right? This man is going to kill off I can say that here. He's going to kill off every fucking American. We're going to die of bird flu and diseases and influenza and all kinds of shit because we won't know what's coming. We won't know what's happening. There will be no prevention, and the world will watch as the United States flounders like a fish out of fucking water because we let a rich motherfucker steal our democracy and our tax dollars. Now, we are seriously considering not paying taxes into the system this year and setting it aside. I can't, in good conscience, send our tax dollars over to the United States government for it to go into the pockets of fucking billionaires. I can't do it. I can't. It makes me sick. Makes me fucking sick. Listen, today is also the anniversary of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas school shooting. And we need to take a moment to reflect on that, and how bad school shootings have gotten in this country. Um, just today in Indiana, they arrested a young girl, high school girl, who had a plot to shoot up her school. Pause while I retrieve the information. Trying to pause here. Okay, so I've got that information, and I'm going to put a picture up here of that wannabe school shooter. She's 18 years old, and her name is Trinity Shockley. Trinity Shockley planned on shooting up her school, apparently, because she idolized school shooters. I mean, this girl was out of her mind. Obsessed with Nicholas Cruz. That's the person who opened fire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, and killed 14 students and 3 staff members. And she idolized this person. She, in fact, had the names of their children picked out. She wanted to marry this fucking creep. Just crazy. Just what is going on in this country. So yeah, that's Trinity Shockley, and she was arrested by the Morgan County Sheriff's Department. And excuse me again, that tip was called in because the Sandy Hook Promise tip line provided that information. So remember, friends, if you hear something, say something. If you see something, say something. The tipster said that Shockley was their friend planning an attack, had access to an AR-15, and had just ordered a bulletproof vest. When they raided Shockley's home, they found all of those things to be true. All of those things were true. Absolutely just dumbfounded at what's going on in this country, and we have politicians who just don't care to do anything about it. They just don't care to fucking do anything about it. Let's switch topics here. The State Department has decided that they now want to buy $400 million worth of armored Tesla vehicles. There was a whole lot of blowback from people on all sides of the aisle. They were like, wait a minute. We're here to find fraud and waste, and here you are wanting to buy $400 million and armored cyber Teslas or whatever the fuck they're called. It was the next day that they changed the wording in the documents from armored Teslas to armored electric vehicles. Listen, American government, you may be able to get one over on your fucking idiot voters, but not the rest of us. You guys are all piles of shit, though, by the way. Nothing we can do about it. You're watching a group of people who campaigned on this promise of finding fraud and waste while they are actively spending money on fraud and waste. Why does Elon Musk need $8 billion or something a week or whatever the fuck he's getting? $7 million a week just to operate his little Ku Klux Klan of little boys who are stealing our data. Why does he need millions of dollars for that? This is the richest man in the fucking world. The richest man in the world, hoarding the world's wealth. And he just wants more. He just wants fucking more of it. And he wants to turn the American people into the enemy instead of, we have a two-party system and there are people who believe one thing and people who believe another thing. And it doesn't make us enemies. It makes us people who have differences of opinion. Now, look, I don't believe that that statement counts when we're talking about moral topics. You know, but as it relates to politics, we're not your enemies, okay? And you shouldn't be ours. However, we're dealing with people who are happy to watch what's going on continue, and that's just not okay. It tells us that you are a fucking dumbass. Anyway, so the Senate has confirmed RFK, the man responsible for killing hundreds of people with his anti-vaccine bullshit, lies, and conspiracies. Yeah, that happened. I'm still dealing with Alyssa Slotkin and oh, what the fuck? I can't think of his name. Anyway, the other guy, Gary Peters, thank you. I'm still reeling with the fact that these people are still voting yes to confirm these people. While the Democratic Party has decided as a whole they're going to halt, they're going to stall, they're going to, use a quorum, and they're going to talk for 30 hours. And no, not Alyssa Slotkin, not Gary Peters. They're just going to vote your rights away because they don't want to lose their jobs in the next election. Gary Peters, however, has decided to step down. Not step down, but he's not running again. Okay. So that means there's going to be a seat opening up in 27. Yeah, I think maybe 28. He's just got a year or 2 years left. So there's going to be a Senate seat opening up that we will have to fight like hell for, because let me tell you, Alyssa Slotkin, she won by the skin of her fucking teeth in this state. I'm talking like a 0.5 percentage point. She barely won. I feel like if we had given Hill Harper a chance, I feel like he would have won. Shit is rolling downhill, friends. It's rolling downhill real fast. They're also going to confirm Kash Patel. He's been put through committee, the Judicial Review Committee. They passed through that. Strictly partisan lines on that one. No Democrat voted for him. And it doesn't matter. They don't need us. But we can still look at. I've been telling every Democrat that I call, you need to act like Mitch McConnell. You need to channel your inner Mitch McConnell. That motherfucker could write the manual on how to be an obstructionist in the Senate when you don't hold the majority. He successfully stopped so much when we had control over the Senate. So I just say channel your inner fucking Mitch McConnell. Is it that fucking difficult? Apparently it is for some. Pause, please. Okay. So if you hadn't heard, Donald Trump has decided to name himself the president of the John F. Kennedy Performing Arts Center. Yeah. The board initially consisted of some what I thought to be odd people, what's her name? Karine, the old White House press secretary. She was on it. So was Bondi, Pam Bondi. Like before all this, these people were on the board of the Kennedy Performing Arts Center. Anyway, so he got rid of everybody he didn't like, brought in a whole bunch of Republicans who then voted him as the president, I guess, the president of the Kennedy Center. And now he has said that anything that is like trans or drag, any of that type of performance is no longer allowed at the JFK Cultural whatever center. And the only person so far to cancel their shows was an actress writer named Issa Rae. Because of this whole coup of the JFK Center for Performing Arts, that's the name of it. She pulled out. She had a sold out show. And she said, nope, give everybody back their money. I'm not fucking doing it here. Boss, right? Good for her. Later, I want to go to the lineup to see who's going to be performing at the JFK Performing Arts Center, and we're going to put pressure on them to also pull out because that's what we do. I am at a loss really for words most days because I don't know where we're going or what we're doing. I don't know how we're going to stop all of this. I don't know what it's going to take for America to get pissed off enough to rise up. Do you hear me? I'm pissed off enough to rise up, but I can't do it alone. I can't. And by rise up, I don't mean anything other than take to the streets. Friends, we need to protest. We need to show up in numbers that are the biggest he's ever seen for real this time. We need to fill city blocks. We need to show him that he cannot steal our constitutional rights from us. But right now, what it looks like to him is he most certainly can because nobody's doing anything. The Democrats aren't doing anything. The independents are talking, but they're not doing anything. And the people are not doing anything. So there's everybody's got a plan to protest. Everybody's got a plan to boycott something. Everybody's got a plan. It's going to be a long 4 years if we are, just, puzzle piecing this shit. Do you know what I'm saying? A protest here and a protest here and a protest there and a boycott here. What is that doing? It's satiating, satisfying your inner desire to cause good trouble a little bit. And yeah, you showed up and we showed out. But it's not, we need to gather all at once. All at once, friends. We can't just do this little bit here, little bit there shit. We've got to set a date and we have got to march on Washington. I said it. I'm not saying insurrect anything. I'm saying a peaceful protest, exercising our right to freedom of speech. That's what we should be doing. It's our right. It's our right as Americans to do this. Every time I get a news alert on my phone, I'm like, what the fuck else could there be? What the fuck else? Let's see. Donald Trump just signed another executive order stripping funds from schools requiring COVID-19 vaccines. So if there's a school that requires COVID vaccines, he just pulled your funding. That just came across my feed. Okay. From the Hill, that's a new one. That's a new one. I mean, I'm getting them every second. Every second, something new. What's this one? Let's see. Oh, let's talk about this. Last Friday, a week ago, Nazis gathered at Lincoln Heights in Ohio, a small town in Ohio, and they were dumb. They went into a predominantly black neighborhood, showed their fucking Nazi flags, and they got their asses stomped. The community showed up carrying cans of fucking vegetables, and they were chucking them at them. They chased them off. They stole their Nazi flag and fucking burned it. And then there was a Jeep nearby that belonged to one of the protesters. And they slashed the tires and they busted out the fucking windows. And related to that story is this one. After the event, after the Nazis clambered back into their fucking U-Haul. Why don't they all get carbon monoxide poisoning from being back there? God, I wish they would. Suffocate and fucking die back there. Anyway, after the neo-Nazis gathered into the back of their U-Haul, a police escort led them down the freeway to an off-ramp, okay, where it dumped them off into the, not dumped them off, he chose this location, into the parking lot of a school district, friends. It dumped them off into the parking lot of an elementary school, TK through 4th grade, Lockland School District. What that means is that I don't know how many men were back there. It's anywhere from 6 to a dozen, right? Men in the back of a U-Haul armed with AR-14s were sitting outside the doors of an elementary school. And the cop from Evendale, and they're calling it Even, not Evan, it's Evendale, took them there. And then the cop got out of the car and talked to them, and then they both parted ways. But this was at 3 o'clock, and the U-Haul didn't pull off until 3:04, and the bell rang for that school at 3:05. Can you imagine if that was your kid knowing that a bunch of Nazis were in your parking lot? The Evendale Police Department should not have done that, number one, led them there. But two, they should have notified somebody. They didn't notify the sheriff, and everybody's pissed. The school district wants answers. So that's in the news. That happened. Okay, friends, I was about to wrap it up when I just got a breaking news alert. This one's from the Huffington Post Treasury. Huffington Post is a good media outlet for you guys. If you don't have that one, get it. Anyway, Treasury watchdog begins audit of Doge's access to government payment systems. I'm going to read it to you guys because, well, it's what I do. I'm sorry, I'm kind of out of it today. Well, I am who I am, right? And that's just what we're going to do. Okay, anyway. The Treasury Department's Office of Inspector General on Friday said it was launching an audit of the security controls for the federal government's payment system after Democratic senators raised red flags about the access provided to Trump aide Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency team. The audit will also review the past 2 years of the system's transactions as it relates to Musk's assertion of alleged fraudulent payments. According to a letter from Lauren J. Sierba, Treasury's Deputy Inspector General. Apparently she wasn't fired? I don't know. Weird. The audit marks part of the broader effort led by Democratic lawmakers and federal employee unions to provide transparency and accountability about Doge's activities under President Donald Trump's Republican administration. That was a lot of words. The Musk team has pushed for access to government computers and sought to remove tens of thousands of federal workers. Here's what she said. We expect to begin our fieldwork immediately. Given the breadth of this effort, the audit will likely not be complete until August. However, we recognize the danger that improper access or inadequate controls can pose to the integrity of sensitive payment systems, and as such, if critical issues come to light before that time, August, we will issue interim updates and reports. Thank you. Here's the important part. Tech billionaire Musk, who continues to control Tesla, blah, 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 says that they are finding waste, fraud, and abuse and providing savings to taxpayers. All of his claims are unsubstantiated and or exaggerated. But there is a risk that his team's aggressive efforts could lead to the failure of government computer systems and enable Musk and his partners to profit off of private information maintained by the government. The audit would overlap with increased pressure that the Trump administration is placing on inspectors general, presidential appointees who are supposed to serve as an independent check against mismanagement and abuse of government power. In January, he fired a bunch of them. So I don't know how this one didn't get fired, but this is good news. This is the first good news we've gotten in a while as it relates to all of this. Hopefully, Trump and his fucking assholes don't interfere with what's going on here and try to shut it down. If they're not doing anything wrong, let the people find that out. If you are doing shit wrong, then you shut shit down and you block people from seeing what you're doing. You are not a king, Donald Trump. You and your fucking girlfriend, Elon, you are not kings. You are not queens. You don't own us. You don't own democracy. You don't own this country. And we will fight to the very death to keep it that way because we live here. We live here. Our ancestors fought and died for freedoms that we possess today that you are trying to dismantle. And I'll be dipped in shit, you fat orange motherfucker, if I let you take it away from the American people without a fight. Anywho, I went off on a tangent there. I'm sorry if this podcast seems a little off. It's the end of the week and my brain is reeling with so much information going on. But I wanted to get that out to you guys. We're going to stay and we're going to fight for as long as we possibly can. We are going to gain back our democracy and we're going to stay strong in the face of fascism and we're going to be brave in the face of fascism. We are not going to let these people win. We're not going to let them put fear in our hearts. We're going to be brave. I don't know where you go to find your bravery or to hype yourself up, but I will be your hype girl. You can do this, and we need you. Okay? We all stand to lose a lot. All of us stand to lose a lot, and I don't want to see my friends hurting. I don't want to see them suffering. I want you guys to stay healthy and be able to live your lives without struggle. And that will never happen under a Republican. It never has. Never has. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here, friends. I love you very much. Hopefully I can put together another podcast that's a little more mentally connected. I feel mentally disconnected today, so I'm sorry about that. But again, what you see is what you get with me. And I learned how to add pictures into the podcast, which is a new thing. Look I'm learning something new every time. This is good. Next time I want to try to add a video, right? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sticking with it. You are the most amazing people. I love you very much. Have a great weekend. Whatever you can do to have a great weekend. Lean into your family. It's okay to bury your head in the sand for a couple days if you need to, but don't forget to come back out of it, okay? We need you in the fight. We're still boycotting Walmart, Target, Starbucks, Coca-Cola. If you live in Michigan, Meijer stores. Meier's like 100% Republican. Who else are we boycotting? So many. So many people. Yeah. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a wonderful evening. Hey, I need an intro. Whoever's good at music, can you make me a musical intro and an exit? That's what I need. So let me know if you can do that. Okay, bye.